Planning a 7-day trip to Laos? Today, We the Travelers brings you a comprehensive budget for your upcoming adventure. Without further ado, let's dive into how much it will cost you, step by step. Please note that this is based on costs for a couple traveling together, but you can adjust slightly for solo travel or trips with friends and family. First, the essentials. E-visa. To enter Laos, you'll need an e-visa, which costs $50. You can find a video on how to apply for the Laos e-visa on my channel. Travel insurance. It's always wise to be covered. My travel insurance cost $11. SIM card for 7 days with data. Staying connected is easy with a local SIM card, and it's only $4.50. Next, let's talk about transport. Flights. My flight from Bangkok to Vientiane cost $136. After exploring Laos, I flew back from Luang Prabang to Bangkok, which was $174. Trains. A scenic train ride from Vientiane to Vang Vieng costs $39. Another train from Vang Vieng to Luang Prabang costs $21. Trains can cost less if you book directly at the station, but that has some conditions, which I've explained in another video on my Laos itinerary. So, for all your main travel between Bangkok and Laos, as well as intercity transport, you're looking at $370. I chose Bangkok for its excellent connectivity to Laos, but you can also fly from other neighboring countries. Now that we've covered the main travel, let's talk about internal transport within Laos. Vientiane. A cab from the airport to my accommodation was $6.50, and when it was time to catch the train to Vang Vieng, the cab ride to the station was $10. Vang Vieng. From the railway station to my accommodation, a shared tuk-tuk was only $2. For 2 days, I rented a bike for just $2 and spent $4 on gas. When leaving for the train station, a cab ride was $3.50. Luang Prabang. From the railway station to my accommodation, I paid $5 for a shared cab. When it was time to leave, a cab to the airport cost $4.50. I also rented a bike for a day, which was $5.50, plus $1.50 for gas. In total, internal transport within Laos came to $44.50. Let's move on to accommodation. Vientiane. I stayed for 2 nights, costing $52, excluding breakfast. Vang Vieng. 2 nights here cost $68, with breakfast included. Luang Prabang. For 3 nights, I spent $79, and breakfast was included. That brings the total accommodation cost for 7 nights to $199. Next, let's break down food costs. In Vientiane, on day 1, I spent around $13 on food, and on day 2, it was $23. In Vang Vieng, I spent $12.50 each on day 3 and day 4. In Luang Prabang, food costs were $16 on day 5, $19 on day 6, $17 on day 7, and a more budget-friendly $7 on day 8, which was a travel day back to Bangkok. So, my total food expense was $110 for the entire trip. Entrance fees and activities. Museums and temples. I spent $18.50 in total for visits, although this may vary based on your interests. Lagoon entries. There are 3 lagoons to visit. Lagoon 1 is $1.80, Lagoon 2 is also $1.80, and Lagoon 3 is just 90 cents. You can skip Lagoon 1 and 2, as Lagoon 3 should be enough. Nam Zay Viewpoint, entry was 90 cents. Tham Chang Cave, entry costs $1.80. Hot air balloon ride, one of the highlights in Vang Vieng. This adventure will cost you $224. This is a more expensive activity, so if you're on a tight budget, you can skip it. However, this is the cheapest hot air balloon ride you'll find, offering stunning views. Cave exploration, 90 cents. Kong Sai Waterfall, $2.25. Tad Sae Waterfall, $3. Another viewpoint, 90 cents. The total for activities and entrance fees was $256.75. Shopping and souvenirs. For shopping, I spent $6, and for souvenirs, about $1.30. So, what's the grand total? When we add everything up, here's the 7-day Laos budget. Essentials, $65.50, which includes e-visa, insurance, and SIM card. Main transport, $370. Internal transport, $44.50. Accommodation, $199. Food, $110. Activities and entry fees, $256.75. Shopping and souvenirs, $7.30. My 7-day adventure in Laos cost me approximately $1,052.05. Now you can prepare for your unforgettable trip to Laos with a well-planned budget, using my experience as a guide. Don't forget to check out my 7-day Laos itinerary video for more tips. Subscribe to We the Travelers for more unfiltered travel information. Happy travels!